Hey guys, Nick's quick health tip today, and I'm going to talk about something awesome that I just heard on a business podcast that certainly doesn't just apply to business. It can be applied to any part of life, and it's taking this next year and mastering one thing. Again, I'm going to do it more along the lines of health because, hey, that's what I do. That's what I want to share with you guys. But you can really do this with anything, whether it be the best father that you can, the best pet owner that you can, best gardener, best employee. I mean, on and on and on, right? So, for me, what I plan on doing is for this next year, what I wanted to do is I want to master one thing. Again, it's going to be the balance of health and strength. And my plan for that, what kind of that looks like for me, is twofold, really, because it has to be. Like, I have to balance those, and that's my one thing. And I've come to realize, like, in learning more and more about my health, what was I doing? Well, I was trying to get by on the minimum amount of sleep. Not necessarily what was optimal for my body, but really, I took that a little bit for granted. And hey, it bit me in the butt. I've learned from it. I feel really good about where I'm at with it. The other thing was probably my digestion. And from the standpoint of I wasn't eating in a great environment. I was in more in a rush, eating at work, that type of thing, was getting bloated. Those two, the eating at work, everything, I've really honed that in and feel awesome about it as far as really balancing my health in that manner. The sleep, hey, learn sleep from this guy. Getting over a bit of a sinus infection that I got because I still wanted to get up, even though he was up for like 3 nights in a row for like 2-3 hours at a clip, and I still wanted to get up and train heavy in the mornings. It didn't work well, as you could tell. But I've done this once before, and it's one of those like, all right, lesson learned. See, the tree told us that too. Now, that's a big lesson, and that's important for balancing strength because I thought, okay, it was one of my heavy lifting days. I wanted to still get up and lift heavy. Not happening. I still did it, still did well, but now, a week later, and I'm still paying the price for it, right? So that's not going to help me for long-term health or long-term strength. So, big lesson learned there. I'm happy I did it. I really am now, because that is not going to happen again, right? Now, the strength component of that. Balancing the health and the strength, because a lot of times the two are thought of as mutually exclusive, and they shouldn't be. Strength should just be as part of health as health is part of strength. And I know what strength has looked like for me in the past, and I can train pretty hard, pretty heavy, and just beat myself up. I've never had the major injuries from anything like that, but excuse me, as I said, still getting over a little something. And now I know how to get strong, but that has to take into play my balance of some gymnastics work and a lot of mobility work to keep my joints healthy, because if I'm in that optimal range of motion, if my body's just moving as it should be, then I'm going to not have to fight my joints and my muscles to press into a stronger position, to lift into a stronger position. So this is something important to think about. You don't want to have to fight your body as well as the weight, because both of them really start to add up after a while. So why not just fight the weight and let your body do what it's meant to do? So that's what that looks like for me. But I also know that that means heavy strength training, not more than twice a week. Because if I do that with all of my other commitments, I usually burn out. More because I like to do heavy strength training. I don't like to spread it out like a little bit each day. I like to hit it hard, go pretty crazy, and then get away from it. So that might be more of a 45-minute session rather than like a couple 15-20-minute sessions. So I'll do 2 of those rather than a little bit every day. And again, I found this is what works for me. I'll do like a gymnastics movement or 2 coupled with some mobility work every day, as well as my Tai Chi, as well as now my sleep, my digestion, and I'm going to work on mastering that. And sure, give some updates along the way. But right now, that is the plan, and I am very excited to do it. But now I challenge you. What about your health are you about to master? Are you going to go and study something? Are you going to read some of the stuff that I posted, the videos, the podcast, listen to some of the world's healthiest people, right, on the Bare Naked Health podcast. Like, if you just want to improve your overall health, like master your health, not get sick for a year, whatever that might be, well, hey, study what they're doing. They're really going to have a lot of insights for you to be able to share. But find what that one thing is. Maybe it's just eating the right foods for your body. I don't care. I want you to pick one thing, but master it. Don't dabble in it. Really get serious about this. If it takes you 6 months and you're like, whoa, I feel freaking fantastic on this, time to move on. Good. Pick something else. Master it again. Keep going with this and you will be amazed at the transformations that you can make.